Hello everybody, it's lovely to have you join us again. I hope you've had a wonderful week. We've had some fantastic sightings which we're going to show you now, starting with Hanile, one of the resident male leopards which we featured on our last virtual safari, sniffing out the older male Shavonakela. So we followed up on some impala alarm calling and we found Hanile patrolling his territory. We saw him in the last virtual safari, a little bit of a distance away in the west of the property, starting to encroach on Shavonakela's territory. So he's vocalizing and spraying urine, marking his own territory here in the east with smell and sound, ensuring any leopards in the area know that he takes this land as his own. You can see that tail flick. Leopards usually do that when they're irritated or interested in something. On the plains just behind us there's a few impala and kudu, but he seems more interested in patrolling. It's crazy, he's walked straight past quite a few antelope and they haven't run away. They've rather stood their ground and kept complete focus on him. It's because antelope here can outrun a leopard after its initial pounce, so they know that as long as they can see him, they have the upper hand when it comes to escape. Just incredible. You could see that strange way that he pulled his face there. It's called a phlegm and grimace. The likelihood is he's smelling possibly a female leopard, taking in that scent. All those chemicals go through something called a Jacobson's organ and it gets translated to this leopard about who the female is, whether she's ready to mate. So you can quite clearly see the size difference here. Even the giraffe are going to be wary about the leopard, but they don't have to worry about the leopard attacking them. He's a little bit too small to try and hunt a giraffe of that size. So one of the most incredible things to watch with elephants is their trunk. So have a look at how dexterous it is. So whereas humans have about 600 muscles in their entire bodies, elephants have about 40,000 muscles just in their trunk. That's incredible. And divided into about 150,000 individual units, they can do amazing, amazing things with their trunks. It's the sort of animal that you wouldn't be able to make up if it didn't exist. So this young elephant is having a real tantrum. Got closer to mom and started throwing this branch around. Calm down a bit now. A beautiful female there at the back. So we're going to leave these gorgeous elephants, let them get on with their day. Good morning everybody. The air is ripe with petrichor and excitement as we had a bit of unexpected rain last night. It's hopefully going to give the plants a bit of a boost during winter. Not sure if you can hear that sound, but this female giraffe is actually chewing on bone. It's a strange phenomenon called osteophagia, where giraffe and other antelope will chew on bones to get the extra calcium that their body needs. This is the third giraffe today we've seen chewing on a bone. It's obviously quite evident that with the changing of seasons and the trees losing their leaves and nutrients, that the giraffe have lost a source of nutrients that they're now replacing by chewing on these bones. Often an animal's appearance can give away clues to how they live and survive. If you look at this antelope, it's got really, really thick, shaggy hair, which you would think is quite unusual for an animal that lives in a very warm climate. So one thing you could deduce from that is it spends its time in colder areas, and around here, that would be in water. So this gorgeously striking antelope is called a waterbuck. You can hear in the distance the Sabi River flowing. They're never too far away from water at all, because one of their strategies for defense is when they're being chased by a predator, is they'll run straight into a water source. And that's what that lovely shaggy hair is for, to keep them warm while they wait it out in the water. So oftentimes the cats don't really like chasing them into the water very much. We're back at the lodge and we heard baying, mooing, grunting, calling. We came down to the river here and were treated by hundreds of buffalo. Fighting, playing, drinking. It's incredible. So within this herd you'll find females, you'll find males, young, old. And they all protect each other. It's very common in buffalo, if one is being attacked by a predator, that the rest will come and mob that predator and try and defend and protect the individual. Little calf frolicking there, feeling comfortable in the safety of the herd. It's just incredible to see such a large herd again. This area has been through quite a bad drought, and we lost a huge number of buffalo here in Kruger National Park. Now the rains have been quite nice the last few years, and they're just building up in number again. Within the herd you'll see a lot of infighting between the males. This is to gain a bit of dominance, climb up the hierarchy, have more of an opportunity to mate. I think buffalo are quite overlooked in the Big Five. A lot of people just see them as big cows and don't really pay them much attention. But they really are one of the most courageous animals out here. They defend themselves, they defend their family, they defend other members of the group fiercely, and they persevere through drought. A force to be reckoned with. An animal not to be overlooked. More and more buffalo piling in from all angles. This is fantastic. So the herd's starting to be led away, usually by a few pathfinders. Just such a privilege to have them here at the lodge. Morning everyone, and welcome to a very wet Wednesday. It's incredible to have rain in June. This is our winter period, which is normally our very dry season, and in the whole of my career I've never experienced rain in June. An animal that I never thought I would ever see in June is this gorgeous massive leopard tortoise. We only normally see them in the summer months during our rainy season. They're not the fastest of animals, so it takes them a while to move from water source to water source. So they've got this wonderful little sac called a bursa that contains a lot of water that will get them through the winter. So to be able to find out if this was a male or a female, I'd have to feel at the under part of the shell. It's called a plastron. And if there's a little curve in it, then that's a male, and if it's flat, it's a female. The reason I'm not going to do that is when they get a fright, part of their defense is actually releasing all that water from the bursa in an attempt to freak out whatever it is that's trying to catch them. And if that happens, they lose all the moisture that they've gone and collected. So it's very important that if you do find a tortoise, especially during the winter months, not to pick it up. It's so lovely to see them again. Lovely to end off the week with a very small breeding herd of elephants here. See the mom being slightly wary while her calf suckles. We spoke about it earlier in the week about the amount of muscles in the trunk. So it takes quite a while for the youngsters to learn how to use it, which is why they'll suckle for quite a long time as well, around 4 years. This young bull is going to irritate this female very soon, I reckon. That's a wrap for this week, everybody. The elephants moved off really quickly into the bush. I think that male's bothering the female. She's trying to put a bit of distance between them. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and we'll see you soon.